all of the heaviness, the seriousness of Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. Sukkot is all about fun and family, and we're going to experience a little bit of all of that tonight. We have a lot of our new students with us on this night for consecration, because Sukkot as well is about new beginnings, a new year, a new season. So we're going to celebrate our new learners. But first, an opening song. I hope you have this packet in your hands. That's really all you need to take us through our brief, informal service. As we begin with Build a Sukkah, led by our incredible youth choir. Read together at the bottom of that same page as we say, bless all who enter this sanctuary in need, all who bring the offerings of their hearts. May our worship lead us to acts of kindness, peace, and love. The colors of the early evening sky blend and deepen, allowing new lights to be seen, twinkling through the branches, the promise that in darkness, new light will be revealed. We're going to join now in a blessing over our Yom Tov lights. With each holiday, we light our lights, we bring in the light and the warmth of this special time, which is challenging in the summer. As we turn the page, we can read at the top, Torah means teaching. The Torah teaches through laws, stories, songs, and poems. When we study Torah, we learn how God wishes us to live. The Torah was given only once on Mount Sinai, but each of us receives Torah whenever we read it. So here we're going to shift into our consecration. This is our opportunity to celebrate all of our new students and all that lies ahead of them. To begin your Jewish learning is to begin a journey and to begin to make Torah and the Jewish story your own. So this is really an exciting and very special time for our students, for their families, and to lead us through consecration. I'm going to hand it over to our religious school director, Abby Wolf, Vice President Michael Buckdahl, and our religious school committee chair, Sarah.
And E for a sweet treat. It's tradition to have honey when you start your Jewish learning, but I decided I didn't want to give honey sticks to this many children, so I am giving honey lollipops. So as quickly as we can, you're going to come up, get those 3 items, go back to your seat, and then at the end of the service, we're all going to take a picture with all the children together, okay? Ready? So we're going to kick it off in K1 with Benjamin Wagner. Wesley Cohen. Jocelyn Ginter. Zane Grondell. I don't think Miles is here, right? Okay, we'll give it to him on Sunday. Wyatt O'Neill. Gavi Oster. Ezra Sachs. Gabriel Wolf. And those are all of our new K1 students, a big group. All right. Moving on to second grade, we have Jean Mainwaring. Ezekiel Wolf. And those are our new second grade students. Okay, we have a big bunch in third grade. Lenny and Sasha are not here. Dylan Fine. Ari Grandel. want to miss anyone who's here. Jake Craftchen. Theo Lorber. Sawyer O'Neill. And Nathan Sachs. Okay, and that is our fantastic group of third graders. Fourth graders, I don't think anyone is here, but I just want to check. Is Ryan here? Okay, and not Jacob, and not Sophie. Okay, so we have 3 new fourth graders, and we'll see them on Sunday. Fifth grade, Chloe Mainwaring. Mackenzie Mazel. And Ethan O'Neill. Okay, in 6th grade we have 2 new Olivias, and I don't believe either of them are here. So we are going to start with Erin Nixon. And Joseph Sagerman. And in 7th grade, we have a couple of friends who are not here. Ellie Mazel is here. And those are the students who are here. It's just an unprecedented year, over 30 new students, and we're so excited. Thank you. And thanks for being here.
So this really is a special moment as we celebrate really the beginning of our children's official Jewish journey. This is a moment of celebration, of joy, of gratitude, and so we can sing at a time like this in celebration, Siman Tov, which is a song we'll sing, of course, at Bar and Bat Mitzvah, at special events going forward, and so we can join together in singing now. And parents, we can join together in the middle of the same page where we say, when you were born, and we welcomed you into our community. We prayed that your life would be filled with Torah, family, and mitzvot, with deeds. Today, we're proud and happy that you are beginning your study of Torah. We pray that through your studies, you will have all the gifts of Torah, wonder at our world, love of the Jewish people, strength, light, and peace. And we say, Chazak, V'nich Chazek, which means may you be strong, and may we strengthen one another. And I hope you treasure your little Torahs forever. Those were provided to us by the optometrist office down the street. Because if you read those Torahs too often, you will be there. We're going to continue our service, Baruch Hu, our call to worship. Please rise. Song of freedom is Michamocha, the words to which come to us from the Torah when our Israelite ancestors first experienced freedom, and we feel so thankful for the many freedoms we enjoy here and now as a Jewish community, that we can come and sit together as a community, celebrate Sukkot like this. We're so thankful, and so we sing in gratitude just as they did so long ago, Michamocha.
Oh,
bottom of that same page, we find the start to a series of prayers we refer to as our tefillah. This is a central and incredibly important set of prayers for us, reminding us of the lives and the stories of the world's first Jews, people like Abraham and Sarah. We're reminded of their courage, their faith, their willingness to help other people, how they believed in God, and how they believed in humanity. And we're meant to remember their story as we sing these words, and maybe feel a little motivated in our own lives to try to take on the same acts that they did, that we too could live with courage, that we too could be there for people who need some help. We're going to rise together for our tefillah. Seated. As we do in every service, we take a moment to turn away from the prayer book and turn our attention instead to the prayers in our own heart. Every one of us enters this sukkah and this special season with prayers, with wishes, with hopes inside of our heart, maybe as we're thinking about now the start of the new year. So this is our opportunity to just pause amidst the life that can feel very, very busy and hectic, to just take a moment, quiet and calm, with our own prayers and our own reflections. Choir, our amazing youth choir. If you maybe want to join the youth choir, you can speak to Cancer Sandy. We would, of course, love to have you.
Just a quick note. We do actually have a couple of boys, I think, who are joining this year. I have that on very good authority. We've had young men in the past, such as Dylan Cooper, who you heard earlier tonight. So it's not only a girls' choir, it is actually a youth choir in full. If you're interested, you're welcome to talk to myself or any of the choir members that are here.
Okay, so I'm gonna do a quick show and tell where we get to talk about Sukkot for a minute. It's been a full year, if my math is correct, since we celebrated Sukkot. Unless you celebrate Sukkot often in your house, but maybe you do, I don't know. There's no judgment here. Sukkot, let's think about Sukkot. Actually, if I come out here, can you still hear me? Yeah, you can hear me, and maybe hopefully they can hear me on the camera. Okay, so first and foremost, we have a very big, very obvious symbol of Sukkot, and I know that because I'm in it. And you are too. It's called a Sukkah. That's right. Okay, that's a Hebrew word, and it's a word that exists in the Torah, and the word means booth. Thank you, Dylan. Thank you. A booth or a hut. And that's kind of what this looks like. The idea is that it's meant to be an incomplete home, right? Think of your home. What does your home have? How many walls usually? 4. And hopefully a finished roof. Although again, no judgment. The sukkah is meant to be different on purpose. We're meant to have an open space that welcomes people into the sukkah, because it's a mitzvah to welcome people into your sukkah. And you're supposed to be able to see through the roof of the sukkah to the stars up above. Right? A sukkah does no good if it's like a second home. You're supposed to have an outdoorsy experience in the sukkah. And the reason we go out into the sukkah, why do we even do this? This seems like a strange custom. Why do we do it? Why do we do it? Is that Ezra? 3 wise men? That's a good answer. Okay, to welcome people into your sukkah, that's good. Why else maybe would we have a sukkah? Do you think there was a time in our history when we were wandering in a wilderness? I see a hand over there.
So you could, it's basically like we have a sukkah to remind ourselves of what it used to be like as well, what it would used to be like as a
I gotcha. Yep. So it reminds us of what it used to be like. That maybe when our ancestors were wandering in the wilderness, they didn't have finished homes. They were wandering. Life was fragile, tenuous, we could say, and they lived maybe in something that looked like this. This is probably nicer than what they had. So it reminds us of their journey. It reminds us of the fact that there were many times in our history when the Jewish people lived without stability, when life was day to day and life was very fragile. So we go in the sukkah and we're reminded of all that, right? And maybe in an ironic way, we're reminded of the fact that actually we have a lot of stability in our lives too. We don't have to live in something like this year round. We have a home, we have a family, we have food. So by coming out into the sukkah, ironically, we're reminded of all the special things we have in our life. Now, let me tell you a cool fact. One of the reasons the roof is meant to be open is so that you can look at the stars, right? Did you know that on the first night of Sukkot, since the beginning of time, this is a fact, this is a new one. You haven't heard me say this before. You can look up through the roof of the sukkah, and every single year on the first night of Sukkot, it's a full moon. Always. Always, always, always. Right? We follow a lunar calendar, and Sukkot always starts in the middle of the lunar month, and so we have a full moon. So how could you see a full moon if the roof is covered? So that's the sukkah. Now, we have some other cool prizes here. We have some symbols. Actually, maybe I could have a volunteer. Is there a volunteer? You want to help me? Yeah? And maybe one more volunteer. Back there. This is good. I'll take all the help I can get. All right, so this is Ethan, and this is Ari. Ethan, Ari. Ari, Ethan. Okay, you hold this. You hold this. So first, this is a lulav. Have you ever seen one of these? This is cool, right? This is 3 plants joined together. Can you see 1, 2, 3? Those 3 plants are palm, myrtle, and willow. And we're commanded in the Torah at this time of year to take these 3 plants and bundle them together like this and wave them up high. And there's a lot of people who sort of wonder why those 3 plants, of all the plants, right? We could have picked any kind of plant. There's millions of plants in the world. But why these three? So maybe some people say, here, you hold it and bring it down. Maybe they remind us of three body parts. This is like a spine, tall and straight. And it reminds us to always stand up tall for what we believe in, for what matters to us, for all the things that we value as Jews. This maybe reminds us of like a mouth, like lips, kind of, right? You see that? Yeah. Maybe this should be wearing a mask. You like that? And that reminds us to always speak from a place of kindness, that our speech matters, what we say matters. And we know that, right? You can really lift someone up and help them and be kind to them with your words, but you can also be really mean and make someone feel really small with your words. So every day we should choose to be kind. That's good. We did not practice this. And then the last one is this. This looks like eyes, kind of. Especially if you have green eyes. You have green eyes? No. Almost, kind of. And that reminds us to see the world with Jewish eyes. So what does that mean? What does it mean to see the world with Jewish eyes? What in the world does that mean? Do you have an idea? Take a guess. If you see the world through Jewish eyes, you always see the stars. I like that. Well, a big part of Sukkot is appreciating nature. We're always so busy driving around, running around, soccer practice, tennis, tutoring, all of it. We forget that we live in this beautiful landscape, the natural world. Okay. What else would it mean to see the world through Jewish eyes? How about to see what's possible, to see with hope? Beautiful. That maybe we can always see what can be instead of what is, right? We should always do that. So that's how you see the world through Jewish eyes. Then we have the etrog. Here's the etrog. Looks like a lemon. Smells like a lemon. Doesn't taste good. I mean, it does taste good, but don't eat it. The etrog also kind of looks like a body part. It looks like a heart. It looks like a heart. And maybe it reminds us to have a Jewish heart. To be patient, to be generous, to be giving, right? And the idea is that we put these four things together, and we're going to say a blessing. Your blessing is in your packet. And these gentlemen are going to do a mitzvah for us, and you'll have a chance to do it when our service ends in a minute. We're going to say Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher Kiddushanu B'mitzvotav Nitzivanu Al Nitzilat Lulav. And then we take these and we shake it all around. Up, down, like this. Up, down, side, side. As a reminder that God is all around us. And that we can find God anywhere. Which of course is also an important message for Sukkot because, look, we're not in the synagogue at all. We're outside. Okay? Big round of applause for my amazing helpers. So afterwards you can try the lulav and etrog. And for now we're going to continue our service with Aleinu, which is at the bottom of the same page. Please rise. another moment, even in our time of joy and celebration, on a holiday such as Sukkot, we pause to remember those no longer with us.
Just stop with the
Think
hay.
of them at this very moment as we join together in the hallowed words of the mourner's Kaddish. Yitzgadal, Yitzgadash, Shemei Rabbah, Yalmad, Yitrach, Yirutei, Yamlit, Malchutei. Chayefon, Yomechon, Chayei, Zechol, Beit Yisrael. V'halal, Yisman, Kari, Yibru, Amen. Yehei, Shemei Rabbah, Mevorach, Ve'olam, Lo'omei, Omayah. Yitbarach, Yishtabach, Yitfa'ar, Yitshomam, Yitnaseh. Yitzadar, Yitzaleh, Yitzalach, Shemei, Yishrach, Yirimu. Le'elam, Yitbol, Yirpata, V'shirata. Rushkapata, V'nechemata. Tamiran, Yalman, Yibru. Yehei, Shlomo, Rabbah, Mishemaya. Yifayim, Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael. Yibru. Oseh Shalom, B'Roma. Luyaseh Shalom. Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael. Yibru. Amen. We're going to join in a Kiddush, blessing the sweet wine, the sweet juice for a sweet holiday. We sing together. We've made it all the way to a closing song. We did it together. And now we're going to sing together. And then afterward, I think we're going to try to take our big picture of all of our consecration students. And maybe we'll try to do that up here so we can have the sukkah part of our picture. So don't run away. And then a very nice oneg has been prepared for us right over here. Here we go. Okay, we're going to have all of our kids come up for a special picture. So may I have everybody.